For 5 long years, I dedicated my life to caring for my paralyzed husband. Then one day, I overheard him refer to me as his free servant. In that instant, everything changed, and I did something I never imagined I would. Stay with me as I share what happened next, and if you can, take a moment to support our channel by smashing that like and subscribe button. Your love and support truly keep us going. Now, let me take you back to the beginning. I had been a devoted wife, selflessly caring for my husband, Devin, for 5 long years. My 20s were spent in the quiet, exhausting rhythm of caregiving, steaming his clothes, spoon-feeding him meals, adjusting his medication, and doing everything in my power to make his life as comfortable as possible. It was love, I thought, the kind that endures even the toughest tests. Then, one morning, I overheard him say something that changed everything. I had arrived early at the hospital to visit him, carrying a batch of his favorite banana muffins, warm and soft. As I walked through the courtyard to his room, I overheard his conversation with another patient. "She's basically a free caregiver," he chuckled, his words slicing through me like a blade. "No payroll, no nagging, and she's young enough to do all the heavy lifting." I locked in early. "She does everything, feeds me, cleans the house, handles the insurance." That's more than a wife. That's a full package for $0. The laughter echoed in my ears, suffocating my chest. I froze. My hands, still clutching the warm muffins, went cold. I had dedicated my life to him, with no recognition, no thanks. I had never asked for anything in return, but to be reduced to nothing more than a servant, it shattered me. I stood there, hidden behind the column, fighting back tears. I didn't want to eavesdrop, but I knew if I stepped into the sunlight, if I walked into that room at that moment, I would shatter. I could no longer pretend to be the partner he claimed me to be. Back in his room, he smiled when I walked in, oblivious to the storm brewing inside me. "Did you bring the muffins, babe?" he asked. I didn't answer immediately. I placed the bag on the bedside table, quietly absorbing the hurt. There was no apology, no recognition. "You shouldn't wear yourself out, babe," he added, casually dismissing me as a reliable servant, not a wife. I nodded, but said nothing. That night, I didn't return to the hospital. I couldn't. I curled up on the couch in our house, the house that had never felt like mine, and shut the lights off. The house Devin had shared with his late ex-wife, the place where I had tried so hard to make myself feel at home. I had scrubbed floors, refinished furniture, cooked meals, but it was never enough. When Devin's accident had left him paralyzed, I had been by his side, relentlessly. The car crash in Atlanta had turned his life upside down, but I never hesitated. I helped him relearn how to live, turned our office into a bedroom, installed handrails in the bathroom, and took care of everything. I did all of this without asking for anything. But the moment I overheard him calling me a free caregiver, I realized I had been invisible. The days after that moment blurred. Devin came home from the hospital, and nothing had changed except me. I became quieter, colder, unwilling to pretend I was still his partner when he had erased me from his life. Trey, his son from his previous marriage, came and went as he pleased, offering no support. I didn't exist to him, not really. One evening, Trey made a comment that struck me to my core. "It's not like this place is yours anyway," he said, shoving open the refrigerator door. He didn't even acknowledge me. I realized then that I had been nothing more than an outsider in a house that wasn't mine, a servant in a marriage that had never been mutual. That was the moment I knew I had to make a choice. I couldn't keep going. I didn't prepare Devin's breakfast the next morning. Instead, I stood in the kitchen, staring at the photo of us in Savannah, Georgia, a reminder of a time when I had been full of hope. I picked up the phone and called my best friend, Nia, the one person who had always seen me. I hadn't spoken to her in 2 years, But in that moment, I needed someone who understood. "Jazz," she said, her voice soft. "I have the whole day. Where are you?" I didn't hesitate. I grabbed my purse, my keys, and walked out the door. Nia owned a flower shop in downtown Durham, North Carolina. When I arrived, she was waiting for me, arms wide open. She didn't ask any questions. She simply led me to the back patio, where we sat in silence, sipping ginger mint tea. When I finally spoke, the floodgates opened. I told her everything. How I had overheard Devon's words, how I found the life insurance documents, how Trey treated me like I didn't belong. Nia listened without interruption, her eyes never leaving mine. "You weren't married, Jasmine," she said, her voice calm. "You were managing a patient." Her words hit me like a wave. I had spent 5 years caring for someone who didn't see me as a partner, but as an unpaid servant. I had allowed myself to be erased. "You're still young," Nia continued, gently. "But you've been carrying someone else's weight so long that you've forgotten how to walk without it. That stops now." With her support, I took my first real step. I filed for separation. I wasn't sure what would happen, but I knew I couldn't stay silent any longer. The process was slow, but every day I felt a little stronger. I connected with a legal team, Talia and Hartwell, who helped me navigate my rights. Devon's lawyer tried to argue that I had chosen the caregiver role voluntarily, but Talia countered, saying I deserved recognition for my labor. I had been his caregiver, his wife, his emotional support, but I had received nothing in return. Then, something strange happened. In the middle of the proceedings, I found out that Devon had transferred $40,000 into Trey's account just months before I left. It was an attempt to hide marital assets, a move that the court immediately flagged. For the first time in years, I felt like the scales were tipping in my favor. The legal battle culminated in a court hearing where I was awarded a portion of the marital assets, along with spousal support. It wasn't revenge, it was justice. I wasn't angry. I was simply reclaiming what was rightfully mine. Afterward, I moved into Nia's guest room, a small, cozy space that felt like my own. It wasn't much, but it was mine. I started working remotely, editing for a publishing company, and even joined a writing group at the local library. I began to remember who I was before I had been swallowed by someone else's needs. I had left behind the suffocating weight of my past, and in its place, I found myself. Devon never reached out after the court ruling. Trey did, though. He showed up at Nia's shop, furious. But I didn't engage with him. I had nothing left to prove. In time, I started a personal blog called Unkept Vows to share my journey of reclaiming my life. It resonated with women across the country who had faced similar struggles. I received countless messages of gratitude, and for the first time, I didn't feel alone. I had been invisible for so long, but now I was seen. The last time I saw Trey, he walked past me on the sidewalk, his eyes meeting mine for a brief moment. There was no anger, no accusation, just discomfort. But it didn't matter. I had already walked away from the woman I was, and I was walking into the person I was meant to be. Today, I'm living the life I've always deserved. I'm writing, I'm teaching, and I'm helping others find their voice. I've learned that healing doesn't whisper, it roars. I'm Jasmine Martin, and I'm no one's servant. I'm a woman who found herself again, one chapter at a time. And this is just the beginning. If you were touched by this story, like and subscribe for more interesting tales on family, love, and betrayal. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.